Hello everyone! Last time we started an update on the story of Illidan, ending it with getting our hands on Light's Heart and that mission of bringing back Lord Illidan Stormrage. Through Light's Heart, presumed to be the heart of the Naru that spoke with Illidan about his destiny, we learn about the Army of the Lights, which has fought against the Burning Legion for millennia now, but their 1,000 years war is reaching its peak. It is time for the Child of Shadow and Light to fulfill his destiny.
Do not be alarmed, mortal. Your consciousness has been projected to my astral presence in the great dark beyond. I am Xe'ra, one of the first Naru to be forged here during the great ordering of the cosmos. You have come to the crucible of all creation in search of answers. Listen then, and find enlightenment. In a time now long past, a great battle was fought that would determine the fate of all worlds. It was in that final battle that the all-powerful Titan Pantheon fell to one of their own, Sargeras. After the fall, none were left to oppose the will of Sargeras. Unfettered, the Dark Titan and his burning legion would go on to annihilate countless worlds in their burning crusade. From the ashes of those ravaged worlds, survivors arose to stand against the demons. They became known as the Army of the Light. But now, the Golden Army teeters upon the precipice of oblivion, as their campaign on Argus nears its terminus. Should they fall, the Legion will initiate a new burning crusade, and with it the cosmos will tremble. I am here now on a mission of desperation. I seek the Child of Light and Shadow, the boy destined to end the Age of Demons. The one called Illidan Stormrage.
Before we can bring Illidan back, we must prepare the vessel for his return by going out and finding echoes of his past. It's Xe'ra's retelling of Illidan's life, from the moment that he was born to the moment that he fell. What's interesting is that the Prime Naru does not do a 100% accurate retelling. Some critical moments are left out, like Illidan's hunger for power, his arrogance of thinking that he could do it all on his own, as well as moments that are described completely different than how they used to be, like respect between him and Broxigar.
Illidan's was a life full of potential. His destiny forged in the great ordering and cast to the cosmic winds, where at last it would find a home on Azeroth. Within the tiny vessel, the great cycle began anew. Few have known such failure and rejection. Most would have given up, but Illidan would continue on, guided by the unseen hand of fate. His destiny lay elsewhere. Difficult decisions had to be made, but to understand Illidan's perspective is essential if we are to succeed in our mission. What would you have done differently? With his eyes burned out for seeing the truth, Illidan still did not falter. Even under the gaze of the Lord of the Burning Legion, Illidan remained resolute and defiant. Tyrondo. The world is only as meaningful to us as the beings that inhabit it. Even in the end, Illidan saw her as clearly as the first time he laid eyes on her. He never lost sight of his world. You must ask yourself, how far will you go for yours?
It's up for debate if this is Blizzard trying to change Illidan's story and make it a little bit different. But personally, I prefer the explanation in which Xe'ra willingly and knowingly is lying to us, hyping Illidan up with some minor tweaks to the visions so that we would be prepared. You see, it was not the vessel that needed to be ready. We, who dared to strike down this child of destiny, we were wrong in doing so. Now we know the so-called truth from the mouth and mind of Xe'ra. Now we are prepared to do what must be done to save our world and all the others. Time to bring back Illidan Stormrage, whose soul was plucked from the Nether, stolen and taken to the Underworld, a place known as Helheim. We craft a soul prism powerful enough to hold his boundless chaotic energies, at least long enough to transfer it into the piece of the Naru. Quick trip into Helheim, where we took care of business and we collected his soul. Khadgar is then given Light's heart with clear instructions. When Gul'dan attempts to tear the sky asunder and bring the Dark Titan into our world, call forth the power of this vessel and release Illidan's soul into his body.
No more distractions. I have work to do. Surrender. I may yet show mercy.
Keep pressing, Time to return the demon hunter's soul to his body, and deny the Legion's master a host.
I am Gul'dan. I am darkness incarnate. It cannot end like this. You topple a pawn and presume to challenge its master? Such arrogance! Behold the shadow of what is to come. The endless darkness that shall consume your world. You are not prepared!
Instead of Illidan, we saw the demon within pop out of the crystal, and I don't think that we've ever had a clear answer as to what this demon within is supposed to be. Is it part of Sargeras' power that Gul'dan managed to transfer over already? Is it a remnant of the demon Azzinoth? Is it the demonic powers bestowed upon Illidan's soul when Sargeras empowered him? It's hard to say. By all means, if you know the clear answer, let me know. All the same, the demon within has to be vanquished in order for Illidan to return, so that is exactly what we do.
How is it even possible? You have seen what I have seen. You know what we face. Now, mortals, follow me into the abyss.
Sargeras won't have this body to host him, as the man, the myth, the legend has returned. And what an entrance. No time for pleasantries though, we have a legion to kick off our planets. So far, they've been pouring in through the portal at the tomb of Sargeras, and we've already been working on ways of sealing that portal again. With Illidan at our sides and the Order Halls united, Azeroth returned to the Broken Shore, where both factions suffer tremendous losses. While our forces fight off the Fel army directly, we join Illidan and Maiev as a small strike force into the upper chambers of the tomb.
Azeroth will
Illidan,
surely fall.
Convey the Aegis of Agramar to the cathedral. I will descend into the tomb with Khadgar and hunt the monster down. Kil'jaeden's reign of destruction will soon be ended.
You are too quick to trust Illidan, Prophet. I will ensure he fulfills his duty.
Right. We have our orders. Good luck.
Our forces have engaged the Legion on the ground floor. We must place the Aegis in the tower before our losses grow insurmountable.
Our guests of honor have finally arrived. I look forward to ripping those horns from your skull, betrayer!
There is nowhere you can flee that I cannot reach you, demon!
Illidan! Curse that impetuous demon hunter! Did you really think you could elude me, Illidan? Run again, and I'll shackle you like the beast you are!
Posture if you must, my Ev. But for now, do what you do best and follow me.
We've lost. The Legion broke our lines. They pushed us out of the tomb. You're all that stands between them and the Aegis. They are coming!
Let them come. My Ev and I will hold them on the stairs below.
Forgive me if my glaive finds your heart, Illidan. With so many demons about, it's hard to distinguish you from the rest of this filth.
Despite all their banter, we do manage to complete our mission and place the first pillar of creation, activating some of the wards left behind by the Guardian Aegwin. You might recall that this is not exactly Illidan and Mayev's first adventure into the tomb, but this time he's not searching for the Eye of Sargeras, nor is she trying to put him back into his cage. This time, we're united against the demons, fighting away through some of their most powerful forces. Night Elf spirits of the past, Naga, and even the locked-away avatar of Sargeras. Azeroth has done it once again. The Legion has been defeated, and we could just seal off the portal and call it a day. But that would just delay the inevitable.
Emptiness. Still you fight us. Still you deny the inevitable. Your incessant resistance is maddening. Why will you not yield?
Have your countless defeats taught you nothing, deceiver?
The vision Sargeras showed you was a lie, Kil'jaeden. Surrender! Let it end!
Never! Our crusade will never yield! Savor your shallow victory. We will return, again and again, however long it takes, until at last we break you!
The portal is closing! We can seal the Legion's gateway and end this invasion!
No! No more running! No more hiding! I must finish this!
Velen! Stop!
Sealing the portal buys us nothing, Archmage. Whether it takes a few years or millennia, the Legion will return. Over and over again, until too few of us remain to fight them. It is time to seize our fate. We must use the portal and follow the Deceiver into the abyss. It is the only way.
I agree. It is the only way. Go, champions. We have precious little time to save Velen and return before the portal closes.
Come. If we are to die in the Nether, we will take the Deceiver with us.
From our feet firmly on Azeroth to cruising through the twisting Nether, how far we've come. How far Illidan has come to now go toe-to-toe with Kil'jaeden and his forces. Throughout the battle, the Deceiver will gather the shadows around him and apply his veil. From the choking darkness, several shadow souls come at us, which would spell our doom, was it not for Illidan sharing his sightless gaze. None can escape it, even if it does come with the price of overwhelming fell power coursing through our bodies. A small price to pay to lift the darkness and slay the Deceiver.
Somehow you survive destruction. No matter. Look upon our wonders, you mortals, and despair. Behold the world that shall be your tomb.
Argus,
Give in.
love it, homeworld.
Let it take you.
What have they done to you?
Our fates are now one. Argus will be your tomb.
At least we will have died fighting.
Our war isn't over yet. Not while we hold the key to all worlds. Khadgar,
us home! I was always envious of you. Your gift, your faith, your vision. I never believed that Sargeras could be stopped. Perhaps you will prove me wrong.
Everyone, get ready!
Is everyone all right?
What have you done?
Sometimes the hand of fate must be forced.
The Sargerite keystone opens up a rift between Azeroth and Argus, which makes Illidan's dreams come true. After all, he worked really hard on setting up a link between Outland and Argus. Now he has a direct connection right here from Azeroth. Just one teeny tiny little problem. We only just managed to seal off a tiny rift at the tomb. Now we're right next to the Legion's homeworlds. Illidan has given Sargeras what he wanted all along. Oh well, let's do what we do best and follow his lead. Now, not just our demon hunter has reasons to want to take the fight to Argus. Velen and the Draenei are also very invested.
I've never seen the Draenei assemble a force of this magnitude.
Argus is our ancestral home. We will not see it in the Legion's hands any longer.
Then my parents can finally return home.
Fellow Draenei, champions of Azeroth, the time has come to invade Argus. We will save our world and put a stop to the Burning Legion, once and for all.
The Legion grows desperate. We should strike now, while their attention remains focused on Azeroth.
You are right, Illidan. This may be our best chance to gain the upper hand.
All forces are on board and accounted for. The Vindicar will be ready to depart shortly.
After we reach Argus, we will meet with the army of the light and begin our invasion.
Does he understand what you're truly asking of him? Do any of them?
We follow the path of the light, no matter where it leads.
Your faith has always been your weakness. When your closest allies fell to darkness, you didn't stop them. When the Legion swept over your world and took your people, you didn't make a stand. All you did was watch, convinced you were following the Light's will. The truth is, you failed your people. Their blood is on your hands.
You will never understand what I did to save my people.
The Light is holding you back. It's time to forge your own path.
Prophet, we are ready.
Proceed.
Where is your army of the light?
The Zenadar. Something is wrong.
The cowards have come out of hiding. Bring them down!
The Legion will fire again soon! What are your orders, Prophet? We make our stand. The last battle for Argus has begun.
Despite being promised that heroic destiny by the lights, Illidan doesn't put a whole lot of weight into prophecy or the powers that Velen follows. The Army of the Light does show up though, but they are under attack. And we don't want to be blown out of the sky either, so time to get to business. Wipe out Legion forces, make some new allies, destroy their siege weaponry, set up some teleports, and reunite with long-lost heroes like Illyria, like Trevelyan. Once the area is secure, once the Zenadar is ours, the Child of Light and Shadow is finally brought before the Light Mother. All is as it should be. Let's get this prophecy going.
Blessed to be in your presence once more, Xe'ra.
Turalyon, you have found the Chosen One. Illidan, from birth, the light in your eyes held such promise for the future.
I sacrificed that birthright long ago.
Do you not wish to reclaim what was lost? To be whole again?
The Legion's end is all I seek.
My child, you've given so much for so little. Your true potential, your redemption, lies before you. Let go of your shattered form and embrace the light's power.
I've traded my freedom for power before.
The prophecy must be fulfilled. Your old life has passed. The light will forge you a new one.
It is not yours to take!
The light will heal your scars.
I am my scars!
The light is your destiny.
My destiny is my own! You've doomed us all, betrayer! Your faith has blinded you. There can be no chosen one. Only we can save ourselves.
The Light, Xe'ra, refused to take no for an answer. blindly staring at the destiny foreseen for our boy Illidan, and he in turn refused to give up his sacrifices, his scars, all that made him who he is. While Trevelyan, like Xe'ra, is in pieces, and even Valen's faith is a little bit shaken, we still have a legion to conquer.
The light does not die with the Prime Naru. It shines within each of us. We still have our purpose. We still have a world to save. We must press on.
You are right, Prophet. The mission still stands.
We'd spend our time building up our forces, claim more of Argus, and empower our ship until we're ready to assault on Taurus the Burning Throne. We have learned that Sargeras has claimed the Titan soul of Argus and has been using its power to, presumably, speed up the resurrection of his demonic forces. Taking out Argus is the key to taking out the Legion, but he's not the only Titan spirit around. The Pantheon themselves, all except for Eonar, have been captured here, tortured by the coven of Shivara, all with the goal of turning them into a dark pantheon, corrupted and turned like Sargeras himself. With them at his sides, they would be unstoppable, so plenty of schemes and plots to stop, also taking down Sargeras' mightiest forces.
You did it! Agramar's essence is free! He can stand beside his brethren once more!
Our victories mean nothing. So long as Sargeras has the soul of Argus to fuel his infinite army, Azeroth remains in grave peril.
The Titans can sever that connection, but not here. They need to bring the soul of Argus to their place of power, the seat of the Pantheon.
The very cradle of creation.
Their final act will harness the last of Argus's power to imprison Sargeras, once and for all. Heroes, I can signal the Titans to begin. Once they start their ritual, there's no turning back.
Time is not an ally, as when we look up at the sky, we can see that Sargeras himself is creeping ever closer to our little world, the so-called Final Titan, Azeroth. With the might of the Titans backing us up, we take on Argus itself. Finally, it is time for Illidan's hunt to end.
You have done well, mortals.
It is time.
We must gather our strength. Return home, children of Azeroth.
Illidan, we've done all we can.
Every choice, every sacrifice has led me to this moment. To face him once again.
You are not coming with us.
The hunter is nothing without the hunt. Did you not see this fate, Prophet?
Fate? Our survival was never in fate's hands. Light be with you, Illidan Stormrage.
Your crusade is over!
ends Illidan's story for the moment. When looking up at the sky, we can still see that red star left behind. The last remnants of the rift opened with the Sargerite keystone. He is out there somewhere with the titans of the Pantheon, making sure that Sargeras doesn't escape. How proud Maiev must be, and I gotta say, going back into the archives and rewatching the story of Legion, what an absolute treat. What an expansion did they put down. Not just for the story of Illidan, of course, but keep in mind that once upon a time, like going back to where this update started, all we had with Illidan was that he was dead and a whole bunch of speculation. They built up brand new lore and story for that requested redemption arc, and an arc in which they didn't completely change or alter who he was or the choices that he made. There was definitely a reaction within the community when the Illidan novel came out and this prophecy was laid out. Illidan turned into a holier-than-thou creature flying over the battlefield. Would it still be the Illidan that we requested to get back? And then they took that expectation and they turned it into their favor, into one of the most badass cutscenes that we've had, in which Illidan refuses this change, this forced destiny, and says, you know what, we'll do it ourselves. And so we did. A lot have wondered, what's up with Illidan now, what is he doing, and we can only speculate. We know that the Burning Legion has been defeated, but that doesn't mean the end of demons in general. They existed before Sargeras formed this legion, and so they will exist even after. We've also learned that the Dreadlords originate from the Shadowlands, sired by the Nefrius, so if anyone could reform something like the Legion, I'd imagine that someone like the Nefrius would be a fantastic choice. I would love to see him come back into the storyline, so something like that might work. Then again, the demon hunters that we still have on Azeroth, they still fight in the defense of the world, so we don't necessarily need demons for Illidan to fight. While editing the video, I also considered the idea of them going back to the prophecy for Illidan. In the past, I always figured that part of the moral of the story of Legion, that was to not put that much weight into prophecy or destiny. Mortals make their own choices after all, carve out their own path. But then we got lore from like the Shadowlands. We know that they're going to return to the battle of light versus void, light versus darkness. Anduin will have a part to play, who in turn has a prophecy, a potential future from the comics. Is it really impossible to imagine them turning Illidan into the prophesized child of shadow and light? And if they do, how is the audience going to react? His redemption arc, what they built up with Legion, in my opinion, it was done precisely and with care. With some additional motivation that's been added to his actions, the baseline character is still in there. He's still snarky, arrogant, willing to do whatever it takes. It is still the character Illidan Stormrage that we've known throughout, except there's now more depth and motivation. Not to mention that turnaround with I am my scars and my destiny is my own. Could they maintain who he is, while still turning him into this holy being of light, fighting against a true threat, against the true darkness? Wouldn't that devalue the cutscene we've had in the past? Maybe, but it would definitely require delicacy and build-up to not lose what is loved about him. Time will tell, I suppose. I'm honestly curious what you think. Personally, I would say, nah, I like Illidan the way that he is right now. I really like him rejecting Xe'ra and the Naru. But then again, with proper storyline, with storytelling, like, the sky's the limit, right? The story is unwritten. They can do whatever they can. Perhaps there is a potential storyline, a potential future of a holy Illidan flying above the battlegrounds. But honestly, I'm curious. What do you think? Then for Sargeras, the whole reason that he formed this Burning Legion and came after Azeroth time and time again, as we know it right now, that was to prevent her corruption. The Dreadlords had told him what they had learned from the old gods, and that fear of this corrupted titan, it pushed him into his burning crusade, the need to destroy Azeroth before she would be fully taken by the void and would devour all of creation. Disregarding changes to the motivation, which they can do at any time. Right now, there isn't a whole lot left for Sargeras to fear. Azeroth is supposedly the final titan, and she's been cleansed of the old gods. His reason to fear is gone now, so could we see the return of the Pantheon's mightiest champion? Could Illidan help him in some kind of cleansing redemption arc? We do know that revelations towards the titans, their true goals with Azeroth, and their return are on the horizon. And I would imagine that if the titans are making a return, Illidan himself would be coming with them. Perhaps when he does come back, he could finally have a proper conversation with his brother Malfurion and his beloved Tyrande, as during the Legion arc, there apparently was no time for this, to sit down and have a chat. All we had were these final goodbyes, messages that we were asked to pass on, which I'll end the video with. So for now, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hope you like the update on Illidan. Let me know if you want to see any others. Subscribe if you like my videos. And until next time, see ya!
The moment that the way to Argus opened, the instant my gaze fell upon the Legion's homeworld, I knew I would not be returning from it. I will face my destiny, whatever it may hold. Yet, I have left certain matters unsettled, old wounds that I would see mended. This crystal bears 2 messages. One is for my brother Malfurion, the other for Tyrande. I am trusting you to deliver them on my behalf, champion. When they have heard my words, leave the crystal atop Mount Hyjal, upon the shores of the Well of Eternity. You have witnessed echoes of my past, hero. I ask your help to put these final matters to rest.
The soul of our world is in agony. The crystal. It rings out with a familiar voice.
Malfurion, even in the womb we grappled with one another. Struggle has followed us all our lives. The teachings of Cenarius were always your path. I felt another calling. It was power I sought, but not to conquer or rule. It was a means to an end. To save Azeroth from an unstoppable foe. You never trusted my intentions, though I suppose I did not make it easy for you. But now, as my fate becomes clear, I wish to quiet the strife that has long divided us. Even when the Legion is gone, new threats will arise. There is no one I trust to face them, more than you, brother. You have spent a lifetime fighting for the dream of what Azeroth could be. Now you must fight for what it is. Take care of Tyrande. Listen to her counsel. She was always the best of us. The road ahead will be long. Whatever comes, bring honor to the name Stormrage.
My brother made selfish choices, caused pain to so many. His transgressions are difficult to forgive. And yet, there were times when we fought for a common cause, a shared purpose. Those were good days. But now is not the time to ponder personal regrets. We must see to healing the world, champion.
In my lifetime, I have twice witnessed a sundering of the world. Mother Moon, I pray I do not see a third. I sense a sorcerer's touch upon this crystal.
Tyrande, long ago, you trusted me enough to defy Malfurion's wishes and free me from my prison. But over time, that faith was lost. And like my brother, you came to believe that the choices I made had driven me to darkness. Know that every path I took led toward a single purpose, saving our world. I could abide no half measures, no compromise. At those times when I faced doubt, I held true to one constant, one anchor. You. You have always embodied the best of Azeroth, Tyrande. Your faith, your devotion. Through the darkest times, my belief in you never wavered. My fate, my duty, are now clear to me. I leave Azeroth's defense to you, and to my brother. Take care of him, Tyrande. though at times I wished your heart had made a different choice. In the end, I know it made the right one.
Contrite words. Yet I must wonder whether he truly meant them. After Illidan faced defeat atop the Black Temple, I tried to let go of my feelings, my distrust and bitterness. When I learned that he was alive, leading the fight against the Legion on the Broken Shore, I could not bring myself to speak to him. The time for talk has passed. Seems he has a duty to fulfill. As do we. Let us be about it, champion.
The well of eternity. I am not one for sentiment, but if anything embodies my commitment to Azeroth, it is the font of power I created so long ago. But enough dwelling on the past. The crystal I left for you to find holds not 2 messages, but 3. The last is for you, champion. You have proven your commitment to Azeroth. Your dedication, your sacrifice, rivals my own. But more will be asked of you. So much more. Even now, enemies gather, and the shadows grow darker. From this day forward, the defense of our world, of all we hold dear, rests with you.